So very good morning to all of you. Now today we have come to the last day of this 5-day long AICTE sponsored ATAL Advanced FDP on IoT and cybersecurity. So last 4 days were very beautiful, and we have come to know about different aspects of IoT and what are the modern applications nowadays going on in industries as well as in academia. Today we are having with us one very famous cybersecurity specialist, Mr. Sandeep Sengupta. So very good morning to sir. And before sir starts his session, I want to introduce sir to all our participants. Mr. Sandeep Sengupta is the director at Indian School of Anti-Hacking, ISOAH. He is a lead auditor, data protection and privacy, GDPR expert, a certified ethical hacker, and CISA. Working over the last 22 years in information security industry in New Zealand, Singapore, and India. Companies he has audited are PwC, KPMG, Tata Steel, SAIL, Capgemini, Genpact, ITC, AirTel, Vodafone, ONGC, National Power Grid, Bandhan Bank, PayU, Vedanta, Accenture, etc. He works closely with CID and Lal Bazar Police Department and has been part of the cyber cell raids in West Bengal. He is the regional committee member at NASCOM, IT subcommittee member at CII, committee member ISACA Kolkata chapter, life member of PRSI Kolkata chapter. He is associated with West Bengal Government Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. So we welcome you, sir. We are very much eager to hear what are the different cybersecurity aspects nowadays from you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome to this session. Let me share my screen. Right. So before I start, I just like to have a little bit of idea about the participants over here. Mostly we have students or teachers. Madam, can you please just...
Yes, sir. Basically, they are the teachers, different faculty members from all over the India, as well as they are, some of them are the professionals and some research scholars are also there. It's not for students, sir. It is for the faculty members. They all have come from teachers.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So again, a very good morning to all the respected faculty members. Well, I am also a teacher, so I know it's a very noble profession, and you people are in charge of the best factories. We are all into products. The most important products are the students that you are handling, and the future of the country depends in your hand. Because our products we can recall, we can reassemble, but the products that you nurture, and after quality control, whatever products comes out of the college and the university, they will build the nation. So depending upon your work, we will have a bright India over the coming years. There's a lot of chaos all over the world. We hope that our next generation and 100 years down the line, the quality of the students will decide the future of the country. Some countries are falling. Some countries are becoming superpower. Unfortunately, both these examples are just are our neighbors. So we have a very chaotic time ahead. So I hope that the students that we nurture will ultimately help us to keep India strong, united, and will make it life better for the people who are coming in the next generation. So I am from the industry. I am not from academia, though I have a training center called Indian School of Anti-Hacking. But my 22 years in this industry, I have mostly worked with the corporate sector in India and outside India. So I am not here to teach you because this is just a knowledge exchange, idea exchange. I will represent the corporate world's expectation from the academia. And I believe that will also help you to give an idea that what are the new technologies which are being adopted by the corporate, and how your students can help us if they have the right skill. The whole world is moving towards skill, because certificate, a time will come when I have already seen that there are students who are class 10 pass and they are getting good jobs, and students who are even master degree holder, they are not getting the right salary. So a time is coming when skills are very important, and as a teacher the students will expect that the right skill, the skills which are in demand, will be taught to them. So in my session, I will try to highlight what are the skills that is have a shortage in the industry, where the industry is moving, the corporate world, and what type of skill expectation they have from the future generation, where you people can definitely self-study, and you can pass on this knowledge experience to your students who can fill up the skill shortage. Because if there is a skill shortage, I always come to this point that freshers are not getting jobs and the companies are not getting the right employee. So I was asked to take this type of sessions earlier in colleges. Most likely few years back, I was there in IEM for another session, and I mentioned that there is a law of conservation of jobs. Jobs are neither created nor destroyed. So what does that mean? The job change from one form to another. And I gave an example over there that today we have a lot of drivers. The moment a driverless car will come, which is already in the experimental mode, maybe down the line after 5 years or 7 years, we hope to see driverless cars. And immediately that number of accidents on the roads will come down. So every driver will lose a job. However, just think of it, the moment the driverless cars will come, the machine learning experts, the translators, the testers, and there are high level and very low level jobs. Like I have seen a lot of people who are translating normal, a driverless car which is running in Tamil Nadu and running in Gujarat and running in Bengal, will all have need different types of linguistic specialists, translators, to teach them the languages, to teach them the signboards. So there are very elementary data entry jobs to high level artificial intelligence research. Those type of jobs will be the jobs in demand. I am an auditor. Just last to last year, I was auditing a company in Sector 5, and they have simple, I mean, graduates, graduates who are maybe Bengali honor students from Kolkata colleges. They are used to teach signboard languages to the AIML algorithm. So even see a BA graduate or a BA pass with some knowledge of Bengali or maybe Tamil or maybe Oriya, these people are needed, and they have a huge, quite a lot of people sitting over there and trying to teach the algorithm the languages. And then there is another set of people who are trying to test whether the algorithm is working in the right direction. So the nature of jobs will be changing so fast. And if we cannot anticipate that, this divide will be more over the coming days. So we will see more and more freshers not getting the jobs, and more companies are not getting the right employee. And if we don't get the right employee in the market, these companies will immediately switch base to different countries, because India is still known as the IT hub of the world. If we cannot produce the people with the right skill, which is in demand in the market, this IT hub we will lose faster than we can imagine. So to decrease this divide, this skill divide, where the students have the right skill, the companies get the easily gets the right employee, that will make the companies better, most, I mean, stronger. That will make this city, or even since you said that a lot of people have joined from all over India. So let's talk about India. So it will make India a strong manufacturing and research hub. If that is to be happening, then you need to teach the right skill. You need to know what type of skills, what type of jobs are there in the market. Because most of the time I have seen that the colleges are still teaching, encouraging students to teach very old technologies which are not that much in demand. They will always be there, because you cannot just take away a very old technology, because there will be legacy system that can be the backbone of the system. C will always be powerful, Python will always be powerful, SQL will always be needed. These are the building blocks. So you cannot just stop, discard this technology or the skills. But very fast we are moving to new type of skills. So maybe in the first year, second year, you can teach the foundations, but in the third year especially, you have to teach the new age skills to the student. And on the fourth year, most likely send the students to work as an intern. It is very important that the students should work as an intern, because a lot of corporates are looking for interns. And I don't know whether you know this or not. If I take an intern, graduate or undergraduate or postgraduate, government actually pays a part of the salary. I don't know whether you are aware of this or not, but there is a government scheme. There are hundreds of government schemes to help students. So if I take interns, these engineering students or BCA, BSc students, actually government can pay a part of the salary. So there are corporates who are willing to take interns, and even if a student doesn't get a salary, for 6 months he works with a company, a progressive company. The experience that he gathers is very valuable. So that strategic mentoring has to be done when you go back to the college, that 6 months at least go and work with companies. Students doesn't really know that if they write an email or a letter to the HR that I want to do internship in your company and I have these skills. Suppose a company has published a job into the on Naukri or Monster or LinkedIn or Indeed or even their own site, and a student develops that skill from first year, second year, third year, and then they go and tell the company that, see, I have the skills, and this skill you are already offering you have a vacancy, you are offering a job, so can I come and work with you free of cost for 6 months? So it's a win-win situation for the company. So you also don't have to pay me for 6 months, I already have the skill, and I can do a very good value addition. I'm telling you, 100 out of 100 times the company will say yes, they will not say no. But since students are not that matured and they are mostly confused, they do not have the experience how to approach the companies, they are not getting the job. As a teacher, if you go back to them and tell them that your syllabus is partly set by the UGC, university, college, and partly the syllabus is written on Naukri, Monster, LinkedIn, and the company sites. You decide which technology you will be working. I will come to that part, the predominant technologies. So I have more slides where I will discuss that. So if you tell the student that what is your passion, is it like forensic? Is it like IoT? Is it like ML AI? Is it like data governance? You choose what is your interest area, and right from second year to till the end of third year, you keep an eye on these company websites which are dealing with this type of technology, the new age startups, the cryptocurrency, the companies who are researching with new age technology. Keep an eye on their website. Even as a teacher, also you can keep an eye on their website. Whatever vacancy they are publishing, they will definitely mention something on the job profile, on the skills that they are desired within the candidate. If you pick up those skills and then you teach that to the students, so by the end of third year they already have those skills, they will acquire those skills. And on fourth year, if they approach the company or similar companies, it's not like a job will be only published by one company. If a technology is in demand, most likely it will be adopted by hundreds of companies. So if they go and seek which are the companies which are looking for this type of people, the vacancy is created, just apply an internship proposal to these companies and immediately you will be hired. Maybe they will not give you a job, a salary, but if you can stay over there for 6 months, that experience is invaluable, which you can use to move over to another company. And if you can perform well, then you will be immediately hired by that company with a very good salary. And of course, the salary that you will be getting might be lesser than the what they had in mind for the experienced person, but still the company wins, you win, and the academia and corporate bridging is created. Right. Now let us go into the what are the new age technologies. I will mostly discuss for these three types of people: the innovators, researchers, the job seekers, and the job givers. Now India is slowly moving to this last section. We always say Atmanirbhar India, Bharat. We always talk about the startup India. Slowly the people are moving to this startup culture. Previously we were always asking ki, how is the job going on. Maybe on some part of India they ask ki, how is the business going on, but still, in Calcutta is the situation is very pathetic. Back in 2005, I came back to India in 2004, and 2004 till 5 I was still working for that foreign company, a Dutch company. I was the India head. In 2005 when I started, I told my dad that I'll be starting my business. I almost had a heart attack. So this culture is not good actually. We need a lot of job givers. If everybody thinks of I am asking for a job, then we will be practically given job by only very selected minority. And these people will become super rich. So slowly, as the students are also moving into startup culture, startup there, I've seen a lot of successful startups. So we have seen millionaires and billionaires who are less than 40. So that's a good trend that is happening, and I hope that this will lead to a lot of bright ideas. If we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, that cannot be done by a 60 years of age person. It has to be done by somebody who has a great idea, who took the risk of starting his own business or her own business below 40, and then he has all the energy to go 100%. And maybe when he or she reaches 50, he can be a billionaire. He can be something like Bill Gates. If you look into the billionaires, today's billionaires, you will see they started pretty early in their life. So don't expect that everybody will look for a job and only the 60 or 70 years of guys will be going starting a business, or it's a family business. So that trend is changing, and it's good for us, good for the country. Now come to, this is the future: smart home, smart office, smart cities. Now again, when I talk about smart home, smart office, now our homes are our office and our office are our homes. Previously, I mean, before COVID, we used to say our office is our home because we used to always stay at the office. Now we always stay at the home, so we say that our office has come to the home. Previously, our office was our home. So if, as we are moving to our smart home, smart city, and the smart office, this is the future, future home or the future office, where every device is connected to each other and everything is connected to the internet. So uh, we can practically control everything from anywhere, anytime. Now, I representing cyber security, so I will focus on the cyber security part. I will not focus on the other part. I am a cyber security and information security auditor. So if you throw this future to the students, somebody who is trying to make a career in cyber security, where does the student fit in? You give this architecture, you give this diagram to the students, and you ask the student, what do you think are the cyber security risk to this particular case study? Can I see some chats, please? Some discussion in the chat window. I have given you a case study. This is the future home and future office. What do you think are the risks to this case study? What are the cyber security issues? I want to make this class interactive, this session interactive. I am already seeing a lot of interaction with people are drawing on my screen, but I am not asking for that type of interaction. If you can write in the chat window that what are the risks to this diagram, cyber security risk, let us have some discussion. And then I will highlight some more to you people. Okay, Dr. Ashish has mentioned authentication, integrity, confidential data loss. I would need some more elaborate idea. Suppose if you tell authentication, integrity, confidential data loss, your student will not understand anything. Tell me where is the problem, and then we can discuss the solution. Access to confidential data. Bonani Paul has mentioned. How can we have access to confidential? What is the privacy lost? How is privacy is lost? Why will privacy be lost? I give you this case study. This is your home. This is where you stay. You definitely don't want this to be vulnerable. Control could be taken by someone else. Okay, now Mr. Mondal has hit the point that control can be taken by someone else. Fine. This is a more realistic approach. Now I want to understand how the control can be taken by someone else. Let's break it down to granular atomic format. I understand the problem is that control can be taken by someone else. How it can be done? Why it is happening? If the password is hacked, okay, fine. Let's come to one level down. Password can be hacked. Now tell me why the password will be hacked. What is the problem with the current products? Already home automation products are getting advertised on the television. Where is problem? Now again, everybody is giving a very high level approach. It is connected to internet. The most grounded approach that I have seen is it can be taken over and the password can be hacked. These are the most realistic answer that you have given till now. I want to know why the password will be stolen. I want to know why the password. Give me 3 points why the password can be stolen. you are using these products. So as a researcher, password may not be strong enough. So if I talk in the product point of view, yes, you are right, weak password. So if we look into the if you look into a Windows login, if you look into a group policy, if you look into an Active Directory, if you have idea about Active Directory, I can set up a policy in Windows Server that strong password has to be used, complex password has to be used, password length can be mentioned over there, that anything below 8 character will not be accepted. And these are the norms on the website, on a portal, on an e-commerce platform, and even in a Windows login. If you go to a corporate, you will see that you cannot give 1234 as a password in Windows login, because they have a set up a policy that a strong password and complex password. Complex password means it has to have special character 1234 alphanumeric, capital, small. So all these policies can be set. Now, if you look into these products, any IoT product, you will be surprised to see none of these good practices has been mentioned over there. None of these good practices is followed over there, because this industry is in such a nascent stage, and they want to make it popular among the people. They want to make it more user friendly. They have compromised with the security, and you will see in most of these products there is no enforcement of complex password, strong password, minimum password length. So when you say password will be stolen, it is the vendor's responsibility. Just as if you go to a bank, SBI or HDFC, whatever bank you are using, you will never be able to use 1234 as your password for net banking, because that has been enforced by the bank authority on their portal. However, that has not been done for most of the IoT products. And there is no standard guideline to enforce. Government has a RBI for the bank. Government has a SEBI for the stockbrokers. Government still have not enforced that what are the minimum security benchmark for these active products. I don't know if it is there. Somebody can highlight that to me, but I have not seen any enforcement from the government side that this has to be the security benchmarking. Otherwise, you will not get to launch this product into the market. Right. Other than this, the second thing is, if you have okay, it has gone to a elementary again question that are the password managers safe to use? Yes, I believe some of the popular password managers are very safe to use, because in fact a time will come when the passwords will not be there. We are invested around 2 minutes of our time, 3 minutes of our time talking about passwords, but I believe the whole world is moving to multi-factor authentication, because password is something which will become obsolete within another 2 years. You don't have to give password to any portal. Every portal will work on a two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. Even now, suppose when I log into my company mail, immediately I get a pop-up in my personal mobile that this has to be authenticated. Is this you? I click on yes, and then only I can log into my mobile. So a password is not very easy to remember, especially complex password. And even if you are using like hundreds of websites, coming from social media to your corporate, to your email, to your Windows login, to uh, your net banking, e-commerce sites. So it's even CRM, ERP. So there are hundreds of passwords to remember, and we always go and give lectures, always give different passwords on different sites. Is it really possible to remember 100 complex password? Definitely not. So this concept of password will go, and it will be replaced by a multi-factor authentication. Already two-factor authentication, OTP, is now the industry benchmark for any product or social media site. And there are different types of multi-factor authentication, single sign-on. So this will slowly come into the picture, and the password part will be gone actually. So these password vaults, I don't know whether they will have any market in the coming days. See again, if you cannot, uh, okay, multi-factor authentication can be done in various ways. It can be, you search on Google. I will just write over there MFA. This is a something you can study, multi-factor authentication MFA. It can be in different formats. It can be OTP, it can be a face recognition, it can be I mean app-based authentication, it can be a token-based authentication. So it all depends. Different companies have adopted different styles for multi-factor authentication, but most of the time as a home user, for our personal use like Facebook, Gmail, we only use the two-factor. If you have gone through Gmail, I don't know, I can show you in my screen how two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication works in Gmail and Facebook. You can have a look into it. Just allow me to give you a demo. I believe all of you can see my screen. So I have opened Gmail. Motish madam has sent a Gmail link to me. I am opening maybe the trash. Okay. So this is my Gmail. I have opened the trash, which is empty. If you go to the top corner, there are 9 dots. Top right corner of Gmail, there are 9 dots. I click on those 9 dots, and then I can see that that first option is accounts. I click on accounts, and there I will see something called security. I click on security. This actually comes in on the left side. If I click on security, I will see there are two-step verification, which is basically the OTP. By default, this is switched off. You have to put your mobile number, personal mobile number, and then switch it on. And if you switch on the two-factor authentication, then the two-step verification, then even if a hacker knows your ID password, he will not be able to hack into your account, because the OTP will only come to your personal mobile number. So every day when people call me and tell me that, sir, my Gmail has been hacked, I mean, it is their stupidity that the Gmail has been hacked. There is a way, this is the way to keep your Gmail 100% hack proof. So two-step verification, you can switch it on. However, other than two-step verification, there is also called app password, app authentication. So there are a lot of features over there. You can have a look into it. And more and more these multi-factor authentication are coming into practice, where you can authenticate in several ways that you are the right person and not a hacker. So this MFA, multi-factor authentication, will become a de facto standard for the industry. However, for the new IoT products, these are not actually adopted. Again, they have tried to make it very user friendly, and that has not been adopted. If you want to know about Facebook, again, Facebook also has this multi-factor authentication. I'll show you. This is my Facebook page. I'm sharing with you my Facebook link. Why? Because I keep on posting a lot of security stuff over there, so you can have a look into it. A lot of alerts. I keep on putting alerts over there. Different types of alerts. That recent alert is like they are doing a lot of video chats on Facebook, and almost thousands of people in Calcutta has been, not only Calcutta, it is happening all over the India, and done by some gangs from the western part of India. So I believe 1,000 in Calcutta, but if we consider all over India, almost 1 lakh plus people have been already victimized. They're starting a video chat in Facebook and then uh, using deepfake, they're creating morph video. And I believe all of you know what is a deepfake. So it's a video where you don't say something and that voice is put on that video. It looks like that you are saying all these things. So these morph deepfake videos are created using that Facebook video chat, and then they are blackmailing that if you do not pay money, we will distribute this among your friends and family. And sometimes they are even telling that we have called from the police station, so if you don't pay up, we will arrest you. So these are all bluff basically. If anything of this happens with you, don't listen to them. These are all organized, are disorganized, in fact, unorganized criminals, petty criminals. They don't do anything. I mean, the moment you get into this trap, this you start paying, then you are into trouble. Just ignore these people. So you can just add me, and I keep on giving alerts. Any security alerts I keep on putting on my uh, Facebook, so that you people know that when to get alert. I mean, there are a lot of things which are happening. Even this challenges, shari challenge, pillow challenge, every day I see on the Facebook. I mean, these criminals are taking all these pictures, morphing them and putting into like uh, porn sites or dark web, deep web. So you need to be a little bit careful about this. Anyway, coming to my main point, if you open Facebook, you go to the top right corner and go into that click on that arrow, that drop down, click on setting and privacy, click on setting. You will see even over there is something called security and login. And over there again, you will get two-factor authentication. Please mute yourself. Thank you so much.
I have muted her, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So every social media sites are nowadays giving you this multi-factor authentication option. So you can use it. If you use it, you know hacker can hack into your account. Okay, coming back to my topic. I believe all of you can see my PPT now again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. So if you talk about the IoT security issues, the biggest problems that we have seen with the products that are emerging into the market, maybe one or two products have all the security protocols, but most of the products that are coming out in the market, they are not enforcing strong password, complex password. They are not following proper encryption methodology. In fact, the data that they are saving is not encrypted. The data that is passing over the internet, many cases we have seen that is not encrypted. Third is the these products. I mean, I don't know whether you have researched on this or not. There are technologies. Suppose if you have a mobile and you are doing any confidential transaction, that transaction should be encapsulated into an area which cannot be accessed by a different app. So when you have multiple apps running in the same memory, there is a risk that one app can read the data, the confidential data in the memory, which has been put over there by another app. So I can have a games app, I can have a malware. So if I'm using my mobile, because mobile is the device that will control everything, laptop, desktop again will become obsolete within another 3 to 5 years. Mobile is the only thing that will be staying with us, tabs and mobile. Or it can be beamed to a wall. I don't know what will be the technology, but the only thing that will remain with us are the smartphones. So if the smartphones are used to control these devices and that smartphone gets compromised, and we see that every day that smartphones are getting compromised because we are the most reckless with the smartphones. We have no antivirus on the smartphone. We have no security tool on the smartphones. We have no firewall on the smartphones. We install every type of apps on the smartphones, and we give every type of access to every type of apps we have installed in the smartphone. So we have given blanket coverage to hundreds of apps, and we have seen that almost 400 of the apps has been banned by government of India because they were termed as malware. So if we have this type of softwares and we see everyday net banking, bank frauds happening from our mobile. So if these apps do not have this type of protocol where you are handling any data, which is only handled all the operations, transactions, data repository, temporary data is stored in the memory, which is encrypted by that app or it is encapsulated by that app. Then some other app which might be a malware can have access to that data and can start manipulating. I have not seen any product into the market which has actually implemented, but there is a definite technology on this. I just forgot the name of the technology and that chip which is used, but this is something which has to be enforced, but it is not enforced by the government. And that is why I anticipate the moment these IoT products will come into the market, we will have a much more chaotic life. This will not make our life easy. We are having a phone and the phone has become our problem. We don't even know how to keep our smartphone secured. And when everything will be connected to each other, it will be a complete chaos for us, because these products are released into the market without much thought into the security. They are cutting the cost. There is no government enforcement, no government guideline that this has to be done before you launch the product into the market. And that is why there will be hundreds of products out into the market within another 1 or 2 years, where we will see random hacking happening with these products. So we will have a home. Now, this is why our privacy will get compromised. How many of you have a CCTV at home which you can check from your mobile? Can I see an honest answer from all? Some of you, maybe, or maybe all of you. How many of you have a CCTV at home which you can observe, which you can watch from your mobile, either home or office or somewhere, anywhere, which you can watch from your mobile? Okay, so I got one answer that yes, one of my colleague is having it. So if you ask your colleague when was the last time he has changed the password of the admin for that CCTV dashboard, you will be surprised that he has never changed it. So if I'm using a brute force technology, and if I can hack into that CCTV admin panel, I can basically watch. So he has installed it to watch his kids. I can assure the hackers are also watching the kids and him, and where he keeps the money, what type of dress he wears within his house. Everything is in the public. You search Google public camera, and you will see a lot of furniture, bedrooms, kitchen. Only the bathrooms has been spared. Everything else you will get a sample in that Google CCTV watch. So if you are not changing the password of your CCTV, how many CCTV vendor has enforced this, that you have to change the password every 60 days or 90 days? Not a single one. Not a single CCTV vendor has enforced this, that you have to change the password or you have to make a complex password. See, this is the next version of IoT. The CCTV previously and the CCTV that we can watch on our mobile, this is a very basic level of IoT. And we are messing up with it. We don't never change the password, and most likely the password is 1234. So if this is the maturity with which we are handling our CCTV, which is connected to the internet, Just think of the maturity, what will happen when every device of your home will be connected to the internet, and what type of chaos will start in your life. Now, the good point, every cloud has a silver trail. The good point is the demand of security guys will become sky high. It's already sky high. In my company, I am paying somebody at 26 years age. We have a employee who is 26 years of age, and I'm paying him 2.5 lakhs per month, not year. In IEM, this is from IEM. I know I don't know whether Motisi madam is aware of this or not. Indonil sir definitely is aware of it.
Sir,
You
yes,
had a student,
can relate. Yeah.
you had a student, Kirit Shankar Gupta. Now he is
Yes,
heading
sir.
the.
He was a very good student of ours. Still, we are having connections with him.
Yes,
Hmm.
right. So Kirit was our student. He came to us when he was in class 11, and then he stayed with us for 6 years. Now his starting salary, I believe, was 2.5 lakhs per month. And now he is heading the VAPT team of Apple India. He's in Hyderabad. He's still very much part of us. We worked quite some time together. I took him for audit. So the demand of the cybersecurity professional will become very high because of the chaos that will be created in your life. Because suddenly the government will wake up and they will see that everything is not secured, and then they will enforce some guideline, just like they have enforced a social media guideline, they have enforced a OTT platform guideline, they have enforced, now enforcing a drone policy. So they are reactive. They will come and they will start waking up when there will be a lot of incidents, and they will enforce a policy. Corporates will already have a product into the market. They have to redo everything. They will need some solution. Immediately they will fall back on people like researchers who can guide them. They will come to academia, people like you who are strong in research, that we already have a half cooked product. How to make it better, how to make it compliant to the government regulation. And that will be more difficult for them. They will practically end up spending more money. If they have spent money now in making the product more secured, they will spend less money at that time, and that money will come to you people, the security researcher, because it's a half baked product, it's a half cooked product, and you have to make it better. So be ready for that time. Be ready for that time, and also make your students ready for it. This is another case study. This is you 10 years down the line. I believe we will start implanting chips within our body. So I don't know what type of chips. It can be a sensor to measure our heartbeat on real time, and that might send a SMS to the doctor. Because if I have a heart attack, I cannot call my doctor. So if I have something, maybe a Fitbit, which I am wearing as a wristwatch, and that has a mechanism to immediately send an alert to my physician, or an alert to the nearest hospital, who can immediately send a driverless ambulance to pick me up, and then I will get the medical first aid wherever it happened. See, this is the future. This is something which is coming. Now again, I am wearing a Fitbit, I am wearing a chip, and that has been implanted within my body. There are always some people who will take the negative, the wrong side of it. They will try to hack into it. And you know, I mean, 2013, Indonil sir was with me on the stage. And in 2013, in ABP Infocom, we mentioned one day people will be remotely killed. You don't even need to go down to his house to kill him. How? Suppose you have a pacemaker. You know, if you have a pacemaker, and if this electromagnetic wave can be created near you, very strong electromagnetic wave, but practically it can stop the pacemaker. and people are actually doing remote diagnosis in abroad. It's not easy for very senior citizens to go to a doctor because they don't have a strong family bonding like us. They're even nowadays, your kids are in Bangalore, USA, Japan, God knows where they are. And down the line, after 10 years, probably you will see them only over Skype and WhatsApp. So this support system will come to such a situation will come that doctors have to diagnose this remotely, and even some small changes can be done remotely, like a pacemaker. When you go abroad, they are making small changes in the pulses in the battery remotely. So if a hacker has a control on that, he can basically kill a person by making a wrong adjustment to that pacemaker. So people are debating that can murder be happen remotely without even going 1,000 kilometers within the person. Might happen. And again, there the security of these devices will become very important. Again, I'm telling you, the connectivity, the between this watch to my smartphone, the communication, the data that is stored in my smartphone. If you have a Fitbit, the Fitbit is continuously talking to your phone, and your phone is continuously talking to you. If you have Alexa, it can be more annoying. I mean, it will keep on telling you what to do and not to do. I mean, Alexa is slowly becoming our virtual spouse, telling us every moment what we should ideally do. So a time will come when this will start getting manipulated. The communication between Fitbit to my mobile is not secured. The data that my mobile is collecting from Fitbit and storing into the storage is not encrypted. All these vulnerabilities will get compromised the moment the hacker starts focusing on it. They made a driverless car, and back in, I believe, quite a few years back, 2014-15, that driverless car was hacked by two ethical hackers. They just did it for experiment. So when the driverless car will come on the road, just think of you are riding, if you are inside that car and that car got hacked and it is running at 90 kilometers per hour, you have no control on it, no overdrive, and you got a call that pay me this amount of money like a ransomware or this car will crash. Maybe you will the only option they will give you a Paytm link, and you have to make a Paytm payment before that car comes to a halt. This is the future, and there the security researcher will come into play. They have to stop it. If you are an academician, if you are in the research field, just go and check all these things, that the communication between Fitbit to the mobile, the data that is collected from the Fitbit stored in the mobile, whether they are secured or not. You will be very much surprised. Coming to industry. Again, this is the future. Already drones are used for delivery. Zomato, Swiggy, they are now considering drones for fast delivery, because especially the delivery where you have like hills, if you send somebody, it can take the time duration that is taken for delivery. If you are sending by drone, the delivery time cost will be reduced by a huge margin. There are solar panels, there are SCADA systems. So industrial automation, I mean, we are slowly moving towards automation and robotics. Even this sector is very, very vulnerable. I will just give you one, I don't know whether you are knowing it, whether you are aware of this or not. This is the sector I was talking about, IT and OT. All of you are aware of the IT security. How many of you are aware of OT security? Can I have some reply in the chat window? How many of you research on OT security, or at least have done some study on OT security?
Participants are saying that they are having no idea about that, sir. Kindly explain.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting the messages quite late actually. So OT security is called operational technology. So as and when this IoT part and industrial automation will come into force, already if you go to a factory, like I audit Tata Steel, I have audited Vedanta, Electro Steel Casting. I have audited a lot of, like Coca-Cola is my audit, even Titagarh wagons, Paharpur cooling towers. These are my audit. Even Power Grid is my audit. West Bengal State Electricity Board is my audit. CSC is my audit. Now see, when you go to this type of company, especially the electrical engineering department or electronics engineering department, even the mechanical engineering department, every factory, every manufacturing unit is turning into automation. So I'll just give you a very easy example for this. Very easy example. Suppose you have a boiler. 20 years back, a boiler pressure, temperature has to be maintained manually by a human being. However, there is a risk for human error. There is fatigue. You have to rotate shift. You also have a risk of accident, but a human life will be compromised. And there is nothing more important than human life in any manufacturing unit. That is the most important thing in our audit. So if we can replace the human from there and replace it with automation, so we have this OT and the SCADA technology, the industrial control system and supervisory control. What is this? They will put the PLCs over there, the sensors over there, and that sensor will measure the pressure and the temperature within the boiler. If the temperature pressure goes above or below the certain expected level, there are different types of software. These softwares are sold by companies like Siemens. These softwares, SCADA softwares, will immediately throw a programming logic which will instruct the boiler to reduce or increase the temperature and pressure to take it to a certain level. Now, I will come to that question audit part. I will explain that part. So this SCADA system, they work 24/7. In fact, 24/365, because factory is never shut down. Previously, there were shifts. Now a machine can work 24/7. In fact, 365 days a year. So the production has gone up. There is less chance of human error. There is no fatigue involved over there, because machines don't, these are very powerful machines. They can work day and night without any fatigue. And the precision is machine level precision. They will go to a precision level for 0.00001%. So there is no mistake over there. And the reaction is automatic. So you don't have any delay, any latency in when will you react to the situation. So considering all this advantage, more and more manufacturing units are adopting this operational technology, this OT, and OT is different from IT, completely different from IT. Now, the biggest problem is there is very less people who has good knowledge of OT security, because most of the IT guys come from programming background or computer science background or IT background. But for operational technology, you need the background of electrical, electronics, mechanical. If you don't have that background, then you will not understand OT technology. So people who are coming from electrical, electronics, mechanical, they are not aware that there is something for them in security in the form of OT, and the IT guys are not actually skilled enough to adapt to the OT environment. So there is a huge skill deficit over there. And if you go to a factory, you will see, and I mean, we want the India to be the next manufacturing hub. If we want to make India the next manufacturing hub, OT will be more important than IT. And the job market of OT is 10 times more than the job market of IT. However, there is only 1% people for OT and 99% people for IT. So again, there is less jobs for people who are coming out, and the companies who are needing people who are good in OT security, they don't have anybody over there. Ask send somebody to CSC, they are using smart grid technology, and there is several security like smart metering. Just think of smart metering. CSC will be implementing smart metering. Now, if a hacker can hack into the smart metering, they can change the reading over there. Think of OT technology, this IOT technology. If I can hack into your micro oven and keep it 100 degrees centigrade, for example, for 1 hour, your entire house will catch fire. For the factories, if you have heard about Stuxnet, okay, I'll show you how this is affecting. I'll show you some real life example of this. Power grid attack Mumbai. See, I believe all of you can see my Google. See this particular news. China's cyber attack on Maharashtra power grid was to improve PLA's bargaining position. This was a major news in March 2021. And most of the power grid attacks are happening against USA. If you search on Google, you will see there is every now and then there is an attack on the power grid in USA. This is the first time that we had a power grid attack, and it happened in Mumbai. There was power down for 1 or 2 days, 1 day most likely. But this is just a warm up. If tomorrow there is a war starting, or if some country wants to make India weak, they want to start a chaos within the country, the first attack will be on the power grid. And that attack will be not on the IT system, it will be on the OT system. Because OT systems are very, very vulnerable at this moment. The security is almost zero. The only way, now you ask me, how do you audit? You know, how do you audit OT system at this moment? You will start laughing. The only way these companies have kept the OT system secured is by keeping them segregated. They keep a segregated LAN for the entire OT system. They do not connect the OT system to the internet. They do not connect it to any USB or any CD drive. They kept it completely isolated LAN for the OT system, because there is no technology to keep them secure. Now, when this OT system will be forced to log into a distributed system over the internet, over LAN, just think what will start. Not a single product, OT product into the market has any considerations on security. Now, slowly they are starting OT audit. In the OT audit, we check whether this PLC, the algorithm, whether that has been secured or not, whether the communication has been secured or not. Again, the same, if you break it down to that, the concept of lever, if you break it down to the atomic part, the same concept is there. Is the communication secured? Is the storage secured? Is the authentication secured? Is the access control secured? Nothing is secured in OT system. Right. Coming back to my slide, I think time is going up and we have a lot to discuss over here. So if we talk about the OT system operational, this is something which will be in big demand in the coming days, where the machinery, assembly line, the RTUs, HMIs, SCADA, PLC, the Modbus. The entire architecture is different from IT. So you can have a research on the OT system, and this will help your students to get a good job, and also the companies who are in a very, very vulnerable situation. This is the utilization of OT over the coming days. It can be an autonomous vehicle, it can be a GPS system, it can be a rail transit, entire supply chain, smart grid technology. It can be the nuclear reactors, anything. I mean, even drones, if everything will be run through this operational technology. In IT, we talk about confidentiality, integrity, availability, where confidentiality is the most important pillar for IT. You will be surprised to know in OT, it is just the reverse. It is availability, integrity, and confidentiality. Because in OT system, it is basically an operational system. There is no data which is confidential. It is just to keep the machines running. So availability is the most important, and then the integrity, because if you tamper with that data, that boiler can burst. But what data you are keeping, that humidity, that communication, the confidentiality is not at all important. If not, you are handling some medical devices. Okay, coming to another part where there is a huge demand. I don't know, this is again back to IT. Industry is moving to SOC SIM. I don't know whether you are aware of this. Every company is adopting SIEM, and there is a lot of skill shortage in this field, SOC SIM. And you know, SIM, there are 3 levels of operators: the L1, L2, and L3 operators. The L1 operators are basically, they need the skills of data entry operator and nothing else. And popular SIMs in the market are Splunk, SolarWind, QRadar. These are the popular SIMs in the market. Ask your students to study on Splunk. He cannot get a salary less than 60 to 70,000 rupees. Even ITC needs people. Last time when I went to audit for ITC, the IT head over here, Parthoda, told me that please, if you have somebody who has knowledge of Splunk, please send to me. I am not getting the right person. So please channelize some people to go and learn this technology. Why I mentioned SOC SIM over here? Somebody who has the aptitude of a data entry operator. I know there are some students, 10% students who doesn't have that aptitude. Not everybody is a scientist. The students who have the least aptitude can also work over there, because he just need to monitor. So level 1, level 2, level 3, SIM is basically monitoring the entire all the devices in the network architecture. So it is a log monitoring analysis tool. So L1 operator basically sits in front of that Splunk. He only monitor what are the alerts that are coming, and they alert the relevant department. Such an easy job to do. But if you have no idea what is Splunk and what type of alert is coming, then you basically cannot do that job. Anybody with a 1 month of training on Splunk can easily go and do this job. The L2 people will be maintaining the Splunk, and the L3 people, the L3 staff, level 3 staff, they are the people who write the policy and the algorithm in the Splunk. So that needs a little bit of aptitude, but L1 doesn't need much aptitude. Any student that you think that can never get a job, you redirect him to learn a little bit of Splunk, and immediately he will be hired by a good company and with a very good salary. The most dumbest student will get a 50,000, 60,000 rupees salary. Okay, coming to another part, digital forensic, another field which is going very, very good. If you go and talk to a lawyer, if you have a lawyer friend, go and ask him how much of percentage of the crime nowadays are digital crime. 90%. 90% of the crimes nowadays are digital crime. and we do not have enough digital forensic people. The entire, I don't know whether you are aware of it. West Bengal has created its own digital forensic lab. Now every state is creating a digital forensic lab. Every police station, they are teaching digital forensic, and they are hiring technical people over there. So digital forensic is something which will be coming big time, and you can encourage your students, because the lawyers, the chartered accountants, they need finance forensic, lawyers need digital forensic evidence collection, maintenance, and how to produce in the court. The law enforcement, CID needs digital forensic people. They are not getting. Back in 2015, that time the IG, Mr. Sanjay told me, Sandeep, I need 40 digital forensic guy. I could not give him. Even right now, the state forensic lab will need 10 digital forensic guy. We are not being able to produce. I mean, we do train 1200 people, but they immediately get such a good jobs, they don't come and work in Calcutta. Finally, the favorite topic of you people, AI/ML. Where is the security problem? Data poisoning. Data poisoning is happening for the AI and the AI/ML models. So when I go and audit companies who are doing research with this artificial intelligence, machine learning, because these are the things which are the future. Even while we started the discussion with driverless cars, they are driven through data modeling. Now, if I can put some poison data poisoning over there, immediately there will be car crash. So here the security comes into the picture, that how to detect data poisoning, how to stop data poisoning, how the algorithm can understand data poisoning. So there is a lot of security stuff into this AI/ML part. Many of you might be aware of GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, which has been adopted in Europe. Similar type of data protection is getting adopted in India, and that is called IDPR, Indian Data Protection Regulation. Now a new version has come, 2019, but this still in the bill format. This will become a act maybe 2022. We are expecting that by 2022 it will become an act. The moment this comes to a act and becomes a regulation, every company will get into trouble. Why? It is clearly mentioned in the data protection. Okay, I'll show you the data protection, how to find it. Just go to Google and write Indian Data Protection Bill. And this one, Indian Data Protection Bill. See this link? I will copy paste this link into the chat window for your, so that you can also have a copy of it. You can download the PDF from this link. This is the Indian Data Protection Bill. If you go into this and write, just a minute. See, I believe all of you can see this.
Yes, sir, it is perfectly visible.
Right. So if you look into the penalty part, you will see that every company that violate have a 5 crore rupees penalty, or if it's a sensitive information, it can be a 15 crore penalty, or 4% of your total worldwide turnover of the preceding financial year. Big blow for the corporates. 4% of your annual global turnover is not a joke. So the moment this is enforced as a regulation in India, the value of a cybersecurity professional will become 10 times more, because the companies will become more worried. They want to they want to secure their devices, their product, their service, and immediately the skill shortage that we have at this moment will amplify. I will show you the skill shortage. Let's look into this. Ethical hacker. I'm all giving you live website links. So it's not something what I am telling you. It is something what has been mentioned. See, I will click on this link from Economic Times. This was said that 1 million cybersecurity professionals needed by 2020. Just hold on. 2020. Now this was told in 2015. That is 6 years back. And 1 million is 10 lakh. So if 10 lakh people are needed by 2020, now we have maximum 1 lakh people. So there is a skill shortage of almost 9 lakh cybersecurity professionals. And the moment this IDPR, this Indian Data Protection Regulation will be enforced, this 1 million will become 10 million, the skill shortage. Every company will go for a cybersecurity professional, otherwise 15 crore fine. So the skill will be huge. And there you people need to encourage your students to fill up this. Don't miss this bus. Your students should not miss this bus. Right from 2025 to 2030, we are anticipating the cyber security field to be the biggest booming field in this market. And your students should not miss that opportunity. Facebook has already been fined by $5 billion. A company as strong as powerful as Facebook. And see, I could have spoken about a lot of other things like OWSP, software, security, programming framework. So these are, I believe, known to all of you. If you want to know about the secure coding framework, you can also go into OWSP OTG4. Just search for this keyword in Google, OWSP OTG4, and click on this first link. Again, I will just share the link with you. This is the link. This is the link. Ask your students to go through this PDF file, 224 pages. If these, whatever written in these 224 pages are maintained in a software code, I am guaranteeing you that code is hack proof. This is your Bible for secure coding. Nobody can hack into your code if you follow the principles written in this particular guideline. And they have also, this guideline is written in such a good manner that they have even given code snippets that you should write the code in this manner. So it's very practical, hands-on examples, multiple technology. They have given snippets in PHP, Python. Okay. So please follow this particular PDF file. I will take up all the questions one by one. Let me finish. I have only 9 minutes left. So this is the PDF that you need to pass on to your students. Coming back to my so this I have already discussed. Okay, I think more or less I have covered most of the topic. If you have any question, you can always ask me. This is my mobile number. You can take a snapshot. I have already shared my Facebook page with you people. Please say, if you have any question, you can send me WhatsApp. I will just take up quickly the questions that you people are asking in the chat window right now. So if you talk about SIEM, see, these are the new concepts: security, information, and event management. So I will just give you a very simplified example of what is a SIEM. Suppose you have a firewall, you have a IDS, you have a log monitoring tool, you have some access control at the gates, you have suppose some Active Directory, Windows login. Now they do not talk to each other. So it is almost like I am a Bengali, you are a Tamil. So I am a firewall and you are the Active Directory. So if I see a thief running in front of me, I will say in Bengali, please catch the thief. But if you only know Tamil, you will not understand what I am telling till the thief also crosses you and he runs away. So this SIM tool is a tool which integrates each and every device within the network. It can understand the language of all these devices and it takes a collective decision that which is a problem and which is not a problem. So SIM is a central tool which talks to all the devices, understand the language which each device speaks, and make a meaning out of those chatting between the devices and take a decision and alert the person that this can be a possible problem and you need to look into it. So it is security information and event management technology, SIEM technology. Very, very expensive technology. And we do not have a lot of people who can look into it. I have a syllabus with me. If you want, I can show you. We are teaching this SIM. I will show you the syllabus. Just a minute. Okay, let me search through Google. SIM ISO EH. Even my website, I also use this technology. Google knows better than me which page I need to go in. So see, you can go to this link and see the syllabus over here. This is the syllabus of the SIM. And this will give a good understanding. And even in fact, you can go and check any SIM tool like Splunk. If you can go to Splunk, can you please mute yourself? This is another link. I believe it's a free training on Splunk. You can have a see. Knowledge is everywhere on the Google. If you really want to find knowledge, it is there. YouTube video, Google, you can get it free of cost. You just need to know what to know, and then you can easily find it on Google. So this is a free tool from Splunk on Splunk, and this is what you need to basically look into and learn, and immediately have a 50 to 60,000 rupees salary for a fresher student. And I'm even telling the name of the company. ITC needs that. Lot of companies need that. Okay, so I believe I answered your question. What is the full form of SOC SIM? A SOC is Security Operational Control, the center. There is a NOC and a SOC. SOC detects the problem, NOC solves the problem. So it's a red team is the SOC and blue team is the NOC. So I believe was one question, what work is done in security audit from Dr. Ashish? So when we go for audit, we basically check whether there is any security loophole which can be compromised. And we bring it to the attention of the company. So when we go as a third party external auditor, we only tell them the problem. But when we go as a first party auditor, that is internal auditor or consultant, then we tell them also the solution. And we companies come to us sometimes when they get into trouble. So we have to first audit. So audit is basically your security health check. How many times you do health check per year? So there will be some people out here in this audience who will do health check every 6 months. And some people will be there over here who has not done it over the last 6 years. So it all depends on what is your attitude towards your health. And if you are not doing health check, who is the person whom you are cheating? You are cheating yourself. So that is the whole concept of audit. Companies call us every quarter to find out whether any new loophole has come into their software, mobile app, ERP, network architecture. Even people are working from home, the VPN, all this cloud. Again, another concept is this cloud cloud security is now coming big time into the market. Even the blockchain, I am telling you, has not gone even 10 to 20% of what it should have been. Now with the cryptocurrency and all these things coming, and the government is slowly adopting blockchain, blockchain will become much more productive over the coming years, and security issues will come up. It's not that blockchains are 100% hack proof. Cryptocurrency has already, a lot of cryptocurrency exchange has been hacked, and a lot of millions of money has been stolen. So I think I have completed my time, almost 2 minutes left. So thank you to all of you for being with me, all 77 participants. It's a wonderful time. My number I have already mentioned, 98303-10550. Again, I have mentioned in the chat window. So all of you have a nice day ahead. I believe there will be another excellent presentation which is coming up starting from 12 o'clock. So we need a half an hour break. Thanks to all of you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful lecture, and all of us enjoyed your lecture very much. And it's as usual, we have listened to your lecture previously also, and it was such a nice and such an informative lecture. And we have come to know several aspects of cybersecurity and what we should make a regular practice in our daily life. We have come to know from you. Thank you once again, sir. And if participants are having any question, because normally what happens when we later on when we think about these sessions, suddenly different sort of questions came in our mind, why it happens, why it not. So sir has already written his email ID and phone number. He has shared all the things with us. So if any question, any doubt arises, they can mail sir, they can ask the questions in offline mode also. If they can send me, I can also send all these questions to sir. Thank you so much, sir. And let me allow my screen, sir. And here is a small token of appreciation from our side to you. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It's our privilege, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Bye. So participants, here we have come to the end of the first session of our last day of FDP. So basically the technical sessions are over, and we need to keep one mandatory session of Art of Living, which will be the last session of FDP. Yeah, Mr. Manipi is saying that it was an excellent session. So yes, we do admit that it was an excellent session and much needed session. So what I was telling, that after this session from 12 o'clock, we are having our next session that will be on Art of Living. That is a mandatory session. The thing which has been told by AICTE that out of the 14 sessions, we need to take 13 technical sessions and one session will be on Art of Living. We will be having Madam Priyanka Agarwal with us. She is the senior faculty of Art of Living, and she will talk about the mind management, especially in this COVID situation, how we have to keep our mind cool, how we have to manage our mind, what are the different regular practices we should have in our daily life. She will say all about that. So till then, we are just becoming off, but the link will remain live. We will again start the session just after 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, participants. And another thing I want to mention here, that the attendance link will be posted in the next session only, because that will be the last session. And after that, from 2:30 p.m., we will be having our valedictory session and online examination. Thank you, participants.
Thank you, madam.
We will be again starting our session from 12.